Welcome back, fellow lizard people. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We are here with in the Valley of the Chosen. We are, yeah, close to the end of the world. Maybe we can save the world. I'm not sure. We only have like these two areas left, and if I see like the amount of rift gates, I think we're really drawing close to the end. We are in the Valley of the Chosen. We have passed the tomb of, we are on the way to the tomb of the Eldritch Sun. What is basically the end of it, where we have to defeat whatever is waiting for us. This is first the tomb of Arya, though. Where we are hopefully... What was we supposed to do here? Didn't we also supposed to kill something here? I don't remember. I mean, it's always the same, isn't it? It's always like some kind of crazy cultist, god, whatever, reanimated thingy left to kill. It's always something like this. I didn't check my inventory in some time. We still have a bit of space, but we need to be careful because it's not that much. Let's see where this is leading. Maybe it's the one we're supposed to like destroy whatever this is. Yeah, it's a preemptive strike. So because they're trying to bring something back from here. That we're supposed to bring back first and destroy. As long as it's still weak. Whatever weak in that case could mean. Like, I think we all have like really different ideas about weakness. If it would be really that weak, they wouldn't send me, I bet. I always get only sent when it's like a bloody mess or something. It's really hard to control.
That skill's not ready.
Does that work? No. No. Weird.
That skill's not ready.
Okay, we destroyed all of this conduit thing. I mean, whoever built all of this stuff looks pretty crazy. Why does the key 8 work all the time? Maybe? I'm afraid, Whoa. No. No good. Will you not do this? That's the weak thing?
Can't do that.
Good that it was weak. Otherwise it could have been a huge problem. Hi. Okay. So we did whatever Warlock wanted from us. But I don't really want to return yet. As long as we still have a bit of space in our bags. So hopefully we can make something out of this. We still have place on our backs, right? Not much, but a bit. A bit. A bit is better than enough. So I guess I have a bit of space. Where do you always come from? And only after we defeated everything on the way. Kinda unnerving. No one's going to help us, but after we secured everything, then they come. And they're like, ah, nice of you. Here we are, now we're taking over Tomb of Nephos. How many freaking tombs do fit in this place? It's like the whole city's only with tombs. Is there even people living here, or is it only tombs all over the place? Granite the Red God. Okay. Would worship a rat as a god. Scorched note. Just crumbled, but it didn't do anything? Okay.
I can't do that yet.
How many enemies and tombs fit into all of this? Oh, shrine. Let me guess. I have to defeat whatever comes out of there, and that will be bad. Of course. Got this. No, so much stuff. So much tombs, so much shrines, so much things. Heck. I feel I'm missing something here. Like all the green stitches, but maybe it's really for the other cults. So if I would have chosen one of them,
Can't do that.
maybe I could have done something here. Because there was this one cult that had this green stuff, no? So maybe we're really just in the wrong cult for this place.
That skill's not ready.
We of course chose the card that forces us to go into different occult places to punch some really bad enemies. What sounds like a lot of fun isn't actually that much if you come to think of it. Toot and Ton! Oh great!
Can't do that.
I understand. I would be really angry if someone just wakes me up out of my sleep and then like punches me in the face. What kind of wake up call is this after like some thousands of years of sleeping? How can I go there? Oh, this makes sense. It's hands. Okay. Nice. I guess. I found some dynamite somewhere, so why not? So much stuff, really. I think really soon we have to go back to empty our bags. I didn't hear it in a long time that she told me I can't carry anymore. But doesn't mean it doesn't happen at all. These huge ass chests and stuff. It's really worrying me. I don't know, other people would be happy and be like, ooh, so many treasures, yay! I'm like, oh shit, so many treasures.
Can't do that. My inventory is full.
Ha! There it is! I knew it. Okay, then let's head back really quickly. I do a small cut here because I really don't want to get you through all of this doing inventory cleaning up and stuff. So give me a second to do all of this and I'll be back with you in a few moments. Thank you! Welcome back, here we are again. I cleaned out the inventory, there was a lot of stuff, and we have 3 more things to read, and I put us back to the vanguard of the tree to give this dude like a quest. Let's see what he says.
Have you executed our little plan?
Yes, the beast is dead. I knew it existed. This is a great victory for the tree and an affirmation to the glory of Bismiel's web. Now we can move forward with our plans without worrying about the creature being used against us. Another victory for us! So, okay. This is nice. So, we did that. Well, it's kind of annoying what they're doing here. So, let's read some of the letter pages that we found. Reynard the Red God. Reynard was not always a rat and did not always preside over the vermin and lowly creatures of the Corvan Basin. He was once a powerful and proud man, a merchant whose wealth rivaled any who bask in the light of Ran. But he was not born into the life of wealth and power. No, he was born as a deceased and lonely vagrant to a widowed mother with nothing more to give him than her fate in the eldritch sun. And so, unable to care for a sickly child, she prayed to her god and pledged her own life so that Reynard would be spared the plight that was his birthright. The desperate mother's prayers were answered and miraculously the infant grew to become a healthy child. As a young man, Reynard was conscripted to the service of a trade ship where it is said that even the cruel sea showed him favor. He grew strong and clever in the service and his skill as a sailor brought him much renown. He worked furiously to honor the life he was given and through his drive and dedication became the captain of the ship to which he served. That is a big step. His success at sea was so great that he would one day return to the Karen docks and from there command an armada of ships that sailed in his name. It was from this position of power that he built his grand wealth and from which he began to forget his humble origins. The success of his life so tainted his ego that Reynard began to believe he was destined for greatness, that a life such as his could not be a coincidence. He sought greater power and forgot the gift which was given. Those who served or were loyal to Reynard showed him with their adoration and his pride grew with his wealth. The shade of his origins was all but forgotten as Reynard proclaimed himself the master of the seas and commissioned the first of many temples to be constructed in his honor. Quickly, sailors and seafarers began paying tribute, leaving riches and treasures at these sites of worship. It was said that the favor of Reynard bestowed good fortune upon those who took to the sea. Some even perceived him as a god of the waters, an ascendant whose legend spread beyond even the Corvan waters. But the grand hubris of Reynard drew the ire of his benefactor, and so the eldritch son left his throne, disguised himself as an elderly vagrant so he could walk amongst the people of the Corvan Basin. There he heard the adulation for Reynard, listened as the people spoke of the man as if he stood among Korvac's chosen. Those few mortals whose service and dedication to the eldritch son had earned them a place beside the throne. His rightfully enraged the divine, and in his disguised form he sought accord with the self-appointed god of the sea. In a grand temple built in his name, Reynard met with the old man. He laughed at the sight of the sickly and broken creature before him. "What have you to give the Master of the Seas, you poor old fool?" asked Rennet. "I have come to remind you of the life you should have lived," the man said meekly. "I am you as you should have been, were it not for the kindness of the Eldritch Sun." Rennet laughed once again. "You've come here to threaten me? Who are you to speak for the gods? How dare you?" And with that the old man's voice boomed, shaking the earth beneath their feet. His form twisted and grew as he spoke, and the blistering heat washed over Rennet, burning away his clothes, peeling and bubbling his flesh. "I do not come to threaten, I have come to collect upon the gift which was given." The searing heat cleansed Rennet from his pride, and he cowered before the towering figure. "Oh, give me," begged Rennet. "I did not know." "What have you to give me, you poor little creature?" the figure boomed. "I give my life," cried Rennet. "Indeed, but death is too small a price. No, you should serve me as the lowliest of creatures you have always been. You will hold court over those who saw you as a god." With those final words, Rennet's body collapsed upon itself, twisting, tearing and grinding until finally he appeared as a mass of deceased rat. His temples were brought to ruin in an instant, and from the rubble emerged a swarm of rats. All of those who had followed the Master of the Sea, all who had pledged their loyalty to him or begged for his favor, were cursed to live out their days as vile vermin in the service of the Rat God. Take heed of the story of Rennet, for all things that we cherish in life are gifts of the Eldritch Sun. Phew, that is a strong tale. Scotch note. There's nowhere left to go, nowhere to run. I got separated from Amal when a cave-in blocked the passageway into the depths of the tomb. In his typical unnatural calm, he said to go on and we'd meet up again further down, but as I walked, the earth began to shake. Groaning and rumbling, that bedrock beneath the temple cried out like a waking beast. I panicked and began to run, but every step seemed to aggravate the beast further. I made it less than 20 feet before the shaking brought me to my knees. I continued to crawl, scraping my arms against the jagged stone floor with no concept of where I was going, no plan of escape. With a bone-shattering crack, the floor of the temple opened like a gaping maw, revealing the white-hot river of flame below. I could not have imagined the depth of Amal's desperate screams the depth of terror that consumed me in that moment, as Amal's desperate screams echoed through the passage behind me. I somehow summoned the courage to move and dragged myself away from the searing heat. For a time I cowered there as the tomb shook around me. Its groans and cracks resembled an impressive voice that called out to me. It called out to all living things from the depths of the fiery river that flowed around me. Then, as the shaking subsided, there was calm. I could still hear other cracks and booms in far-off places, but the temple I lay in was still. Now there's nothing but the sizzle and doom of the molten earth that now defines the island of solid rock that will be my final resting place. There are no riches, no treasures, only burning death and a voice that beckons me into the flames. Then we have Jaren's log, second entry. Last night we reached the badlands around the Valley of the Chosen, where we made camp along a jagged ridge line. Just over the crest, as far as the eye could see, the harsh volcanic landscape was dotted with tomb entrances and monuments whose golden inlays sparkled on the bright moonlight, all of which were centered along a main corridor of grand burial crypts. It was an equally exhilarating and daunting sight, as I was not looking forward to traversing volcanic rock and leaping over molten rivers. And I have to say there's been some strange going on as we draw nearer to our goal. This morning I could swear that the earth itself shook me awake, and in the last fitful moments of sleep I dreamt of being consumed by fire, sinking deeper and deeper into an endless ocean of flame. As I jerked back to the realm of the waking, I saw Amal sleeping like a freshly suckled pig, clutching his empty rum cask like the teat of a generous mother. It must have been in my head, perhaps an anxious dream brought onto my anticipation of the final leg of our journey and the riches that might be buried in the valley ahead. But later, as we broke camp, I noticed something very peculiar. We arrived last night well after sunset, and I would have bet my life we made our camp at the foot of a massive statue. This morning, it was missing. I was dumbstruck. Not only was it gone, but there were gun-torn footprints leading away from it like those of a man wearing heavy boots. Only many times larger. They were deep and the stride was long, as if the statue had just walked off in the night as a massive man had slung it over his shoulder and made off with it. When I told Amal, he seemed surprised at first, but then brushed it off. He insisted there was no statue, that the full moon played a cool trick on me. I think he saw it too. I'm certain of it, but he's so focused on finding treasure that he won't admit to any distractions. If that weren't enough, as we made our way down into the valley, I could swear I saw an entire caravan of men and women dressed in long grey robes and heavy armor off in the distance. They were traveling northward along the ridgeline next to the tombs, chanting as they went. By the time I got them all to stop gaping at the gold inlay of the temple door we were going to pry open, he missed seeing them entirely. I feel as though I'm losing my mind, but I'm quite positive we are not alone here. I don't suppose it matters much at this point. We've reached our goal. The tomb marked on the Miles map is right beneath our feet. This one among so many supposedly holds grand riches. Perhaps once we're inside I can breathe easy away from all the weirdness happening out here. If we can figure out how to get the damn thing open. Yeah. Treasure hunt is never an easy thing. Let's see. Let's see where we end up at the end. Not so positive that we don't also got into a lot more trouble until we're there. Now we know how the treasure hunt ended. Of course we read it in the wrong order, but nevertheless we know what happened to the two treasure seekers. Let's go there first. I have a feeling. No, I don't have any feeling of direction anymore. I'm so bad with directions now. For the life of mine, I couldn't say where to go. Well, I've chosen the gate. Okay. We on the scholar. Why did I read it from him already? I find so many people all the time that we read it.
Hello again, my friend.
I have to say I was not expecting to find you here so far from Ulan. My hand has led me to the Corvan Basin. Dravis is close, I can feel it. He will not evade me this time. How did you track Dravis here? Do you remember the flower he left me? It is native to this region, a very rare bloom indeed. Dravis wanted me to come here, but why? He isn't far though, so I'll be asking him that myself soon enough, at the tip of a blade. What's your plan? The Corvan Basin is a vast region, but Dravis is driven by two things: power and our father's head. I strongly suspect he's headed towards what remains of Corvan City. If you find yourself headed there, be careful. Dravis should not be underestimated. I'll keep an eye out. Interesting that we always like find her again and she comes such a far way. So I think this is where it continues, and we can go down there first to see what's going on there. We've been in this tomb. I guess it's only just rounding up here. But I wouldn't be happy if I wouldn't have moved. You know me by now. Yes, yes, call his name, whatever.
Can't do that yet.
This path is sealed by a powerful rune. Okay. Whatever this is leading to, we can't enter. Maybe this is the place where we basically need to do the 3 seals? Because they said it's sealed by a rune or something. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if we ever find out actually. But it's blue also. So we had like green areas that was sealed. We had blue areas that was sealed. What the heck is that? Could be or could not be having to do with the actual different cults. I mean, the colors are basically their colors, so it looks to me as if it makes sense.
Can't do that yet.
But maybe I'm mistaken on this. It's just me guessing. Okay, so yeah, that was just the way I want. Okay, did we do this totem?
That skill's not ready.
Can't remember. No, we didn't do this one. Now we did it. Bookworm stuff. Okay, I see we're already kinda late in the episode already, so I am going to end it now with this really strong music in the background. So we can't go there, sadly. Ah, that's the way to the Forgotten Passage. So this should be maybe to the Lost Oasis, maybe. Could imagine. But we can't enter. Because we don't have whatever sigil or rune we need. So maybe it's the place with the rune that we need to puzzle together. But I'm missing yet one piece of it. So maybe we find out later, maybe we don't. I'm not exactly sure. But in any case, I thank you for watching today. I hope you have a great time. You take care of yourselves. And yeah, we see each other in the next episode when we finally... I don't know if we want to, but we have to. When we go on into... whatever we're going to find here. Basically most cultists. This time bad cultists that we have to dispatch. So, thank you very much for watching and we'll see each other in the next episode. Like and subscribe so that you don't miss it and until then, bye!